For access to the main lift cylinders or vario roof cylinders, we need to remove the roll bar cover panel. In order to do that, we have tipped the roof partially open, secured it in the front with a sturdy paper towel roll that can take the weight fairly well, and the roof is not going to shift on us. Tools that we need are crescent wrench or 9mm socket for the retaining pin for the windscreen, if you still have a windscreen. Remember, the windscreen clips onto this pin. You pull on it, and now this pin needs to be removed from the roll bar. We happen to have a 9mm socket around, which is a bit of a rarity. You can certainly unscrew this pin bolt with a crescent wrench. So once we have this out, we will next take out the trim piece at the quarter panel. That takes a T8 Torx wrench, T8, and we've already loosened these screws, so I only have to pull them out more or less. This now exposes the Phillips screw for the front of this trim piece. There we have that. We also have an M8 hex head machine screw back in here. And then lastly, we pull out a few more pieces. This is just a plastic thread-on tab, and these hooks are fastened with a T20 Torx. Pull out the Torx, pull up the hook, take it out. So this hook actually hooks into the sheet metal, secures everything quite well. And we do the same on the other side. Once we have all these parts loose and out of the way, we can carefully lift the roll bar support out of the way. First we need to work around the weather stripping on the side. Then we wiggle and massage things. We pull the seat belt out a little bit. We push this over the edge over here and work our way all the way over to the other side, getting it unhooked in various places, and ultimately do the same thing on the other side. Lift it over the roll bar, and this panel can be flipped over forward. We're looking at the right main lift cylinder or right vario roof top drive cylinder. Its removal is not difficult, except for one trick that you need to know about. That is the switch that is mounted on the side of the cylinder. It pushes into the frame. There are a couple holes in the frame here, and we have barbed tabs or hooks on this switch. Now take a close look. The upper tab has only one barbed hook. The lower one has a top and a bottom one. Again, the upper tab has only a barb on the lower end, and that's important to know. Let's put this switch back into place in the frame. That's how it clips in, and it ultimately is connected to the wiring harness like this. Anyway, in order to take the mounting pin for the main lift cylinder out, the switch has to get out of the way. So the way to take this switch out is to find the holes on this end of the frame that the barbs are sticking into, and we first want to locate the upper hole, which I'm now hitting with this pin, and I'm sliding my pin in just under the barb. So I've loosened the upper barb. You can see that the switch, I was able to push it back a little bit. I'm leaving some tension on there with one hand. Now I'm locating the second hole. In the second hole, I'm first dislocating the upper hook and then the lower one. And now with just a little bit of friction, we pull this whole switch assembly out. Hope that makes sense how it was mounted in here. Now the rest is easy. We just do our regular trick. I don't have a flathead screwdriver on me right now, so I'll just use this hook tool to open up this clip, pull the clip out of the way, and next we pull the pin out. And after this pin is out, we deal with the well, now it's in the rear mounting pin for the cylinder. Just for clarification, this front mounting pin does not come out of its holder all the way, but you can slide it out of the way far enough to now move the main lift cylinder out of the way. And now we move on to the rear mounting pin. Here's the rear mounting pin for the main lift cylinder. It's secured with a circlip. We simply put a flat screwdriver in the groove, have one hand ready to catch the clip as it comes off. If you don't have a camera in your way, then you can make a much more controlled motion out of this and take this clip off, push the pin out, and now you can pull out your old main lift cylinder. While we're at it, I will put in the new main lift cylinder already. So here it is again from Top Hydraulics, the rebuilt and upgraded main lift cylinder. Note that we have the upgraded port sealed swivel seals in here, made out of Viton. They'll never fail again. Of course, a new piston seal and a new rod seal, cup seal in the front. We can just slide this cylinder into place and resecure it with the pin that we just took out from the old one. And we route the new hoses while the old ones get pulled. Now the hose routing is pretty simple. The hoses simply come down straight on the side here and get routed to the pump. There's just one 10mm hex nut to unscrew for that metal clip, and then we move on to the pump. Disconnect the hoses there. We've shown you hose disconnection and reconnection earlier for the front lock cylinder, so it would be redundant to show that again. Of course, the left side main lift cylinder removal is a little bit easier because we don't have the switch on that side, but we route the hoses again in front of the, actually behind the firewall above the gas tank.